Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's your Playboy on deck. And I'm your host, Michael Kendrick. And you're listening to Str8Talk. Yeah, now let's get it. Now today's topic is all about dioramas. What is dioramas? The best way I can describe that is mini rooms. Yeah. Peeps like doll artists who love creating backdrops for their dolls or action figures. That's right. I've seen it out there many times. These action figures got badass backdrops. But my first beginnings, wasn't fucking easy for me, you heard? Because I was all new to this doll artistry. Now, did I plan on getting into something like this? Hell, motherfucking no. A playboy like me? Are you kidding? But most of y'all know, y'all know where I started as a voiceover for Chelsea Pierce. Yeah, my own girl, Chelsea Pierce, who is a doll artist at heart. And you know what? She's self-taught. That's right. Self-taught and amazing. Know what I mean? Now she dragged me into this hobby. Now look at me now. Yeah. But I've had peeps, hit me up on Instagram, on my DM, giving me props, right? And I appreciate y'all enjoying my silly, stupid content. Just me putting in my personality in my shit. But I want to say thank you to everybody for recognizing my artistic creativity. Now that's what's up. And I appreciate all of y'all dead ass that hits me up today. Y'all still hitting me up today and showing me mad love. And I appreciate that. But yeah, but now here's the thing. Not the thing, but the thing that I want to bring to attention. Because not only did I get major props, I got peeps asking me, how did you build that backdrop? That shit is fire. And I want to build backdrops too. But I don't know where to begin. Well, let me tell you, you're not the only one who feels that way in the beginning. Because that's the same way I feel. But did I want to build at that time? Nah, I was just focusing on the character and my voiceovers. But mind you, all of this came to me in the beginning of the pandemic. Which I totally can understand peeps want to do something during the quarantine. Know what I mean? To keep your mind stimulated and busy over this craziness. Because, yeah, it's a whole different world that we living in right now. It's still crazy, And we have to be extra safe, you heard? But you know what? At the same time, they said it looks fun, too. And yo, it is. This creating and building stuff is mad fun. You know what I'm saying? But I proceeded to let this person know that if you want to start building and creating a backdrop, you got to have the right tools to start. You know what I mean? But they pretty simple, To build your first simple room. Now, this is what I'm going to say to those who are beginning and who want to build your first backdrop, your first diorama. Take on a simple project first. Because you'll get there the more you create. Rooms after rooms after rooms. Your creativity will get better. Believe that. Now, you don't want to make your first project creating frustrating. Because let me tell you, I had my frustrations when shit didn't work out for me. Yeah, I bashed a couple of rooms that, wasn't even right. It didn't look right to me. you know. So in the beginning, yeah, you're gonna make mistakes, but you know, have patience with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is also supposed to be fun, you know. So don't let your frustration get in the way and you know, stop you from creating. So yeah, and also don't put a lot on your plate in the beginning at first. You know what I mean? So what I'm gonna talk about right now is getting your tools lined up. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You know, if you're a beginner, also if you're a beginner listening to my podcast right now, y'all can take notes. And as a matter of fact, I will list the tools in my description below. So y'all can, you know, check that out, peep that out, and get your stuff lined up. But if what I'm saying helps y'all, now it's all good. Now I don't mind helping y'all, you know, because we all started in the beginning. And basically, so here's what you need to start with: getting your tools and your materials first. So, of course, we all use pencils, right? That's all you need is a pencil. Now, what I invested in was an X-acto knife. And let me tell you, you need parent supervision. Those of you who are starting out kind of like young, get parent supervision. And you know, I'm gonna tell you, for me, I don't need my parent supervision for an X-acto knife, but let me tell you, you still gotta be careful. Cause them X-acto knives, they sharp. I've had a couple of mistakes where I cut myself, poke myself, and let me tell you, that shit ain't fun. So you gotta be extra careful. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, what you can invest in is a paper cutter. Anything sharp with any type of knives or whatever, parent supervision. Here. Also, too, what I also collected was glue. Whether it's Elmer glue, you can use any kind of glue. It don't matter. Super glue, Elmer glue, gel glue. Now, what I found for myself to work great, because I use materials too. And this is the best kind of glue that will work on anything. And it's called fabric glue. That's the one that worked the best for me. Whether it's fabric, paper, popsicle sticks, foam boards, whatever. They work on anything. Now, another material to get is small nails or tape. Painter's tape, whatever kind of tape. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The nails. Now, if you're the type of person who wants to start making your backdrops out of cardboard boxes, that's fine. Personally, me, I don't like using cardboard boxes. And the only reason why I don't use cardboard boxes is because that's an extra step to put a design on your wall. Like whether you're going to paint it, whether you're going to add construction paper or adhesive paper, you know, the best thing you want to start with is something really, really smooth. And what I use is a foam board. I use the Foamboard Tri-Fold, like the biggest one, because that's perfect for your 1/6 scale dolls. So that's perfect. And on top of it, it has both of your side walls on the side, but they're able to fold. So if you want to like storage your stuff and put them away, you know, it's best to get that. And the walls are nice and clean and white. So whether you could leave your walls white or you can put a design, you know, it just depends on what you want to create. But I say this is, you know, easier for beginners. You know what I'm saying? And it's ready to use. You know, you just peel off the plastic, bam, and open that board up and start cutting your, for your windows or your doors and things like that. It's really easy. And also too, so the next tool or materials I would say to get is construction papers. Papers with color, patterns. The best thing that I found for me in the beginning was self-adhesive wallpaper, because you don't need no glue. It's ready to just slap on a surface, and it's easy to cut, because in the back part of it, it has lines that you can put right on your paper cutter and cut them lines straight. Because see, for me, I'm anal when it comes to straight lines. I like my shit straight, cut, clean, and you want to be able to make your backdrop to where everything just looks clean. If you're like me, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much all the tools that was given to me in the beginning with Chelsea Pierce. When she started teaching me. And, I would sit there, I would watch her build, and damn, this woman is amazing. Like I said, self-taught. She didn't know anything about that. She taught her own self by, getting hints or tools and informations from other doll artists who are into, building dioramas and stuff like that. And like I said, you're going to put in your own vision to your own backdrop, which makes it, beautiful, because it's your creation. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm gonna do on this show, since I'm talking about dioramas, I'm gonna be showing my very first diorama that I created, which is gonna, flash on the screen, and you will see the backdrops that I have created, that my girl Chelsea Pierce have created, because like I said, she was the woman that got me into this hobby. She started me off into building backdrops. And the thing for me when I first started, I had to say, I'm easy to pick up when I watch somebody, build in front of my face. I'm easy to pick up on their steps. Basically, I'm good with my hands. You know what I mean? If you good with your hands, you know what I'm saying? But all my hands has been on women. Yeah, that's my silly personality. But anyway, let me get back to the topic of dioramas. I'm going to show what I have created, my very first project. And I had to say, I think the first time I built my first project, and it was my character, Michael's bedroom. Man, of course, he had to have the sick ass crib that I thought in my vision and in my mind, this is gonna be his sick ass crib. So I don't think I even asked Chelsea to help me, because it's kind of like after when I watched her, create a backdrop, I pretty much kind of like picked up on what she, did in front of my face. So I told her, because she did say to me, she said, if you need to ask me any questions, like if you get stuck on an area where you don't know about the windows, you don't know about the doors, because I did tell her that I wanted a functional door that's going to work, open and close. And I didn't want it, the door to be flimsy. Now, how am I going to do that? Cut a door on the foam board and make it look like a real door. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first thing I did ask her, and about the windows, because when you cut like a simple square out of the foam board, it's like, okay, boom, there goes a window. But I wanted to be able to design the window to look like a window. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, I said, how can I give, that glass look? I don't want the window to open and close. I just want it to be a designed window that you could see right through. And then she basically, gave me some tips on that. I was able to pick up on that on doing the window. And then I also told her that, okay, so now that I got the window, the door set in place and stuff like that, I said, this crib got to have some lighting. Because when I do my scenes, I want to be able to do like nighttime scenes. Like, Michael being the playboy that he is, with the ladies, bringing the ladies over to his crib. And, you know what I'm saying. But, she told me to keep my mind out the gutter and shit. But, hey, that's where I'm at, in the gutter. Anyway, so she told me where I could get my lights and stuff like that. So what I want to say to, peeps that want to start off easy first, because the details as you progress in building, and the more you build, the more you practice your skills in hobby and cutting and shaping and using, the right materials that you want to use, that's going to come in place, because you're going to see the progression of where I started to where I'm at now. Now, everything that I did for a diorama, I'm going to tell you, I started off by having my shit on a floor. And let me tell you, the floor is not the easiest place to work on. I mean, as far as space, yeah. As far as on your back, oh, hell, motherfucker, no. That shit was getting to my back. You know what I'm saying? Because you down on for me, in my crib, I got a hard wooden floor. I'm on the East Coast. Yeah, Brooklyn, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so we got wooden floors out here, right? I'm like getting down on the floor, cutting, building, whatever, putting the shit together. One thing I will say about putting a diorama on the floor, you have a whole lot of space, which means that when you build your diorama, you have more depth into your scenes, which will actually look like a real fucking room. And you will see through my photos when I start flashing them, but you will see the difference of the in-depth of space. See, that's one thing about me when I was building my dioramas. I kept telling Chelsea, I don't like my shit crowded. I don't want to feel claustrophobic. I don't want my doll to feel claustrophobic and shit. I don't want the ceiling to come down on my wall and shit. I mean, down on my head and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to feel like these four walls are just cramping my doll and shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, and for me to be saying that, I'm not trying to be funny to criticize anybody who, for the way you build. I'm just specifically talking about for my preference, for me, as I'm building. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And I was telling her that. And she was like laughing at me. And she goes, no, I get what you mean, because she felt the same way too for herself. So when I started creating my diorama scenes on my floor, I was able to have a lot of space. So my first time building my backdrop, I was very pleased. because I wasn't limited in space. And my character, for my object, my 1/6 scale door, had to have a big ass bed. And I know what y'all are thinking, but and you know what, you're right, because this player, he had to have a big king size Killer Cali bed, in which, and I told her, I said, okay, I'm gonna build my backdrop first, but as far as the furniture goes, like, where do I get my bed? And she was like telling me, you build them. You build it yourself. And I told her, okay, let me not get ahead of myself. And this is why I tell, and I speak on, first time beginning. You're, building a diorama. The furniture and all that stuff will come later. What you want to do is you just want to set your backdrop to look like an actual room. You know what I'm saying? Whether if it comes with light fixtures, windows, curtains, whatever. Don't worry all about that shit. Not in the beginning. No. What you want to do is just, build on your foundation first, step by step. And that's what she kept on plugging me, because I kept on saying, like, no, I want this, I want that, I want, Michael got to have a badass crib, you know what I'm saying? And she said, no, don't force it, it will get there. And yeah, sure enough, she was right. She was, definitely right. And so, while I'm building, the backdrop wall and stuff like that, she was kind of like saying, first you want to sit back and you really want to think about like the materials of what you want on your wall. And because I bought and purchased, as I was saying, on my tools and materials, the Foamboard, the Tri-Fold, it's the easiest. The wall is already set. All you got to do is just cut for windows and doors, and then later on put, your materials on top of it to build all around the windows, the doors, the patterns of what you want on the wall. If you want a simple white wall, or if you want like patterns on it, she said, basically just look at it like that. Like, see it in your mind first. And once you got a picture of that in your mind, I mean, if you have to draw it out, that will help too, because you don't want to forget. And I told her, I said, Mom, I'm pretty good, in my mind. I hold things pretty good in my mind. So she said, okay, you sure? I said, yeah. So I did. So once I started building and adding my materials to the walls, and then I always getting to the part, like I said, with the door, the hinges, the small little hinges, the nails that go on the hinges on the door that allow the door to open really clean. That's perfect. And I did that. And then after that, I was flying solo. I didn't need, to ask her anything more than what I already knew and what I picked up, because I'm pretty quick at picking shit up. So she was wondering too, like, how come this big ass headed fool ain't calling me and saying like, yo, I'm stuck on something, how you build this, how you build that? And I told her, I said, I'm good, I got it. So she said, all right. So after that, here's what you don't want to do. Don't burn yourself out because you in a hurry to see, how all of this is going to come out. Don't burn yourself, because, to be honest, I burnt myself out. I was like, oh yeah, this is major. This is looking good. And let me get to the next step and the next step. And before you know it, it's like 2-3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And I'm like, shit. But you don't want to burn, yourself out. you want to be able to do a little bit, at a time and build it. So that way you have a clear mind. The next day you want to jump on your project and you want to be able to work on it. Just take a little bit at a time, whether it's an hour or two. I know sometimes people put like 5 hours or even longer because, they want to be able to get it up real quick and stomach they shit, like me. Because I'm going to be honest, I like stomping my shit. But she told me because, one time I think I was really, really tired. And she came and said, you look like a fucking raccoon. You got dark circles underneath yours. And I told her, I said, yeah, because I was up for hours trying to put this shit together. And that's when she told me. But so I'm telling y'all that who are beginning, don't do that. And especially if you got to, build your diorama on the floor. That's bad on your back. And let me tell you, I've had like some other peeps hit me up talking about they understand they could relate to me because they did the same thing until the shelves. And I think it was my online mama who told me about the shelves. And I'm glad she gave me that advice because after having all of my dioramas on the floor, damn, my crib in my living room was becoming like a little mini hotel for these plastic motherfucking doors. And they living better than me. I'm like saying, nah, hell no, this shit ain't happening. No, fuck that. So when my mama, my online mama, Miss Barnum, beautiful woman, kind-hearted woman, very hilarious too. I think that's why her and I clicked. But she mentioned to me about one of those storage shelves that you can get that you could use as your back. Your dioramas. You can build on those shelves your dioramas. And I'm glad she told me that because it just keeps everything in your crib all nice and neat. You know what I mean? So later on, I did invest in that, and I'm glad I did because now it's a whole lot fucking better off the back. And I'm the type of motherfucker that exercise and all that shit. But let me tell you, that floor will kill your back. So I did invest and I invested on one of the biggest shelves for, your garage, that you put those storage shelves in your garage. I was able to get it up in my crib and put it up against the wall by a window because for me, I like, when I build my dioramas, I like natural sunlight. I have to have natural sunlight. And I know a lot of y'all like natural sunlight because I've seen on many people's Instagrams, your photos. I've seen it. But, yeah, so what I'm going to do on this show and on this podcast segment, I'm going to show like the beginning stages of my dioramas. Don't laugh, y'all. And then I'm going to show to where I'm at right now. Like, what are my dioramas looking like? Now, if those of you that follow me on my Instagram, YouTube channel, you'll see the progress of where I came from and where I'm at right now. Yeah. And let me tell you, it's much better now. Oh yeah. Michael is living in a penthouse. I'm in scenic and everything. And I will definitely share with my latest backdrop dioramas. Because now, let me tell you tell y'all something. I'm the GOAT. Yeah, when it comes to the sneakers, I had to have a sneaker closet. That's right. I built my own sneaker closet with lights, everything. Nike logo, sneakers, you name it. And even the GOAT cases of where I store my sneakers in. I'm telling you, when it comes to this mini sneakers, I got a large ass collection of sneakers. And I know my shit. I know my sneakers, which y'all have seen on my Instagram, and that is Str8Talk, son, spelled exactly the way I'm saying it, and that is also on my my YouTube. That want to follow me on my Instagram platform, y'all can follow me there. But yeah, take a look, see what I created with my silly ass. But I'm gonna share with my viewers the things that I have created for my backdrop and for this silly ass motherfucking door that I am projecting on my platform. And also too, what I like to do is I am gonna put in my description down below on the websites, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, those that you guys need to check out for real, because these are dead ass, dope ass artists that create the most amazing dioramas. And some of these people are taking commission on building, if you hit them up, they're taking commission of building a diorama for you. So check them out. I will have that in the description below. So y'all peep that. But yeah, so as I was saying about dioramas, beginners who want to start, I suggest, getting your tools in line. At the same time, do your research, because it's all out there. We all started in the beginning. I did too. I happen to have, a friend who's into this doll artistry that can help me on a personal level. But at the same time, I did my own research on YouTube and search for My Froggy stuff. She's an amazing woman who has started all this dioramas and little stories she has on her YouTube channel, which definitely her YouTube channel will be down below, so you can go directly to her, check her out. For those who are beginning, who want to build dioramas or furnitures, or man, this woman is amazing. Out of the simplest little things around home, cardboards, plastic, you name it. It's amazing. It'll blow your mind. But yeah, and if you have any questions, feel free, to hit me up, ask me. I'll be happy to more than help y'all in your questions. That will make it a little bit more easier, more fun for you to, create backdrops that you want to start getting into. Yeah, so just hit me up. Alright, y'all. I hope what I said on this segment of my show helps those who want to start building your dioramas, because I know it ain't easy. It ain't easy at all. But like I said, you keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. Alright? And thanks for tuning in and supporting my podcast show, Str8Talk, because that's what it's about. And I appreciate your likes and your comments and your support. That means a lot to me, yo. And remember, have fun creating. Alright? Well, it's your Playboy out. Deuces.